So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about sustainability. You know, often we talk about sustainability these days because it's a kind of like hype word. It's a new craze, you know, in word. We got to be sustainable. We're not sustainable. The planet's going to die. Our way of using fossil fuels, the way that we are going around with our garbage, it's all not sustainable, right? But we don't really look at the fundamental causes of the non-sustainable society. If we really want to become sustainable in this planet, if we really want to live in a sustainable way on this planet, we're going to have to start acknowledging the facts of why right now we're not sustainable. You see, what is it we're doing, and what is the cause of the things that we're doing that we're not sustainable? Because, you know, you can talk about putting up a new foundation, setting up a new movement, getting a new group going, and everybody talks, you know, we got to consume less. But what is the real reason that we're not sustainable today? Because otherwise, you know, you can't really solve the problem. You know, let's say I want to fix my car and there's something broken, but I'm not a mechanic. You know, if I don't understand what's broken and how to fix it, it's not going to work. It's not going to work for me trying to go into a car engine and try to take things apart. I'm not a mechanic, you know. I have a very limited knowledge of that. But this is what we do. We don't even look at what the real fundamental problem is, and then we think we're going to go fix it. A new foundation here, a new group there, and the people themselves setting the group up are not willing to look. Generally speaking, the average person doesn't want to look at the original, the fundamental, the root problems of why we're not sustainable today. Because it goes too deep. It goes too close to home. It usually, you know, gets to the point where you feel offended, attacked, personally not good, because, you know, it shows that you don't really understand what you're doing anyway. And I understand that. It's difficult. And it's hard to have critique, and it's hard for people to understand and be pointed out that they don't really understand what's going on. And they want to help, and they want to change, and they want to do good stuff. But if you don't understand the fundamental problem, then you're never going to really have a sustainable society. So we know what sustainability is supposed to mean. Something that can be sustained for a longer period of time. But what is the reason that we're not living like that? And right away, without, you know, going about and in bends and coming from the angle, it is because we are an ego-based society. We are a society that has a very limited view of what we are, what we really are. We think we're physical bodies that were born as babies in the past, and then we grew up and we do things, and we got our nationalities, and we got our, you know, our religions, and we got our family members, and we don't look at the bigger, broader thing. We are a limited creature. We are a human society that has not yet seen that we are all interconnected. That everything, the air I breathe, the food I eat, the water I drink, that everything we do, all the bodies of the humans, all the ants, all the plants, all the animals, everything on the planet, all the minerals, the entire body of the earth, the sun, the galaxy, all the other galaxies, all of it is connected. We're all the one expression of this incredible mystery, this universal brilliant show, play, divine Leela. We don't see that right now on the planet. The majority of people are egocentric, selfish, ego-based. They think about themselves, about how they're going to get personal gain. They're competing with their neighbors and their other people, because it's got to be like a war going on all the time. We got wars. We're destroying all the plants. We're destroying the forest. We're destroying the oceans. It's all based on ego-based society. So when you talk to a lot of these people that are willing and really mean to help, I mean, a lot of them do really want to help in some way, in their own way. But they don't understand yet. They don't want to look at the root. So, if we are an ego-based society, which has false mental constructs about consciousness, about mind, about the brain, about the body, about the universe, about everything. We have such an infantile view of this entire universe. We don't understand quantum physics. We don't understand how a single molecule can hold together. What's holding it together? The energetic field that is keeping it and making it. And then all of it together into this body with liquids and with blood flowing. And I got hormone systems, I got hairs growing, I got skin regenerating, my bones are regenerating, your entire body regenerates. You know, all of this is going on. My sugar levels are being balanced. I don't even know what to name all of it. You know, the heart beating, the blood flowing, the red blood cells, the white blood cells. I got my liver, my kidneys, I got my spleen, there's so much stuff going on. You got minerals and vitamins, and we got proteins and enzymes and carbohydrates, and you just name it, what's going on in the body. A brilliant, intelligent, super intelligent life. But we don't really know that. And so we live in this tiny little boxed-in human world of silly ideas, different religions, limited view of everything. We don't understand anything, but we try to pretend we do. All the religions pretend they do. Science pretends they do. Yes, the new religion, science, pretends they do. And out of that consciousness, out of that egocentric, selfish, limited, false, conceptual structure of thinking and viewing the world, whether it's this culture or that culture, all of them have a very limited view of the entire universe. And out of that flows a corrupt banking system, a fractional reserve illusion, a banking system that is completely delusional. It's a fairy tale. It's a bedtime story with any real intelligent human being, once they've seen or heard and understand the system, would just laugh at. But we all follow it. We all handle it. We all live by it. We got a medical system that is 80% complete fraud and murder and keeping people sick for the sake of making, again, the money for the banking system and those families and all those people that make money out of that. We got a educational system which teaches, some basic stuff you could use. Of course, I'm not against all of it. Some of the reading is good, so you learn how to read and learn how to do math. But there's way more advanced systems for math. There's way more systems to learn. And the schools don't teach us real stuff. They don't teach us real history. They don't teach us real physics. They don't teach us anything about nutrition that is really valuable. So we got the political system, completely corrupt. We got everything. We got the banking system, the medical system, the political system, and the food industry. That's just a complete hoax. They sell us poisons and GMOs and chemicals and pesticides and herbicides and, all these additives that are killing us. They don't care. And that all comes forth out of one thing. It all comes forth out of that single root problem, that we are living in our minds. The ego structure means that we are not now. We're not in the moment. We're not aware of the eternal, ever-present infinitude of life, which is all taking place now. There is no past. There is no future. There is no me who started this video a minute ago. There's only this. Eternal now. This moment. But we don't live there. The majority of people on this planet don't even want to be here. They're always working towards a better future, which they never get to because the future doesn't exist. They're always thinking about their memories, the things they've done yesterday, which are not here. Even to be able to think about your life now is now. The memory has to come out of somewhere, whether it's your brain or whatever you want to call it, it's still now. When you want to think about future, it's still now you have to do the thinking. So, unless we are willing to look and see that we have a fundamental problem, and out of that flows all the unsustainable things that we are doing, then we are never going to change. We're going to be skipping on the surface. We're going to be scratching on the cosmetic change that we want to make. We're going to have a group here and a group there and a foundation here and a movement there, but we're not going to change anything. Because there's only one thing we can change. There's only one thing I can change. And that is you. I, you, me, you, everyone is the one I. I am the way, the life, and the truth. And that I is not me, the I is me. You, I, the one I. Unless you are willing to change. I am willing to change. Then everything that comes out of this consciousness will be the same. Will be selfish, destructive, and unsustainable. Because it will be parasitic. It will be self-consuming. We cannot keep doing this. If we do, we will kill each other. We'll kill all of us. We'll kill all of things on Earth. It doesn't matter for the universe. The universe doesn't care if one other star or one other planet blows itself up. But this is the reason why we're not sustainable. We're not sustainable. Not because we need another group. Not because we need another law. Not because we need another, these foundations and things with the old laws set up by all the same people. We need to be now. I need to be now. You need to be now. And if we're not going to be now, all the other talks and things and all the other things we're going to create out of this consciousness of egocentrical, ego-based selfishness will just be another unsustainable model. It will be another delusion, illusion, a little bit different. Maybe with a facade outside, a mask that will look like we're doing something good. We're not going to change. Real sustainability is not a possibility until we understand that the root of the reason that we're now not sustainable, and we haven't been for a long time, especially since the Industrial Revolution, the real root cause of us not being sustainable is because we're living here and not here. We're living in thought and not in being. We're living in the mind and not in the moment. We're living in a memory, a mental construct, a mind fabrication, a fairy tale thinking program in our heads, or even if it is in our heads, instead of right here, in the entire body. And my body is the earth. So sustainability, sure, but then acknowledge the real facts, the real roots, the real problems. Otherwise, your efforts will be in vain. And the earth doesn't care, the universe doesn't care. But if I want to live in a different way that we're living now, if we really want to change something, change this. Be here. Otherwise, like Einstein said, the level of consciousness that created problem can never be solved with that same level of consciousness. I'm paraphrasing here, but something like that. You can't create a new world with the same tools that created the old one. A hammer will still do that what it does. You can't make a diamond with a hammer. You can't facet a beautiful tiny little diamond into all these facets. We're still wielding a hammer. The hammer is our ego consciousness. It's the fact that we live in our heads, in our minds. Unless we get out of that and get back into here, sustainability is not a possibility. So get with it. Enjoy life. Be now.